Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to dig into a question that, let's be honest, affects every single one of us. Why do we buy the things we buy? We are going to unpack the hidden and kind of wild evolutionary psychology that's secretly driving your shopping habits, all thanks to some incredible ideas from Jeffrey Miller's book, Spent. All right, let's get into it.
So, to get right to the heart of it, let's start with a puzzle. Why on earth would anyone drop a small fortune on a car like a Hummer H1? I mean, think about it. It's completely impractical. It drinks gas like there's no tomorrow, you can't park it anywhere, and they're not exactly known for being reliable. And yet, some people feel this deep, undeniable need for one. This is clearly about more than just getting from A to B. So, what is really going on here? And this is where it gets even weirder. You know the feeling, right? You buy a new phone, a new pair of shoes, and for a moment it's thrilling. But study after study shows that buzz fades fast. So if the happiness doesn't last, why are so many of us stuck on this hamster wheel, this endless cycle of working just to buy more stuff?
To find an answer, the book proposes this absolutely brilliant thought experiment. Let's do something fun. Let's fire up a time machine, travel back about 30,000 years, and ask our Cro-Magnon ancestors what they make of our modern world of shopping malls and online stores. You know, their ancient perspective might just give us the clarity we're looking for.
Okay, so we get there, we explain our whole economic system, and this high-status guy, let's call him Gerard, he asks the first question. And whoa, it's a direct one. He wants to know if this thing we call money can buy what mattered most from his evolutionary point of view, reproductive success. He's not messing around. He's cutting right to the chase.
And the answer, of course, is a big, hard no. Our modern economy just isn't built to directly fulfill those ancient biological drives. You can't just buy a family or a legacy in the way Gerard is thinking. His wish is denied.
Then his partner, Giselle, who's super sharp, by the way, she jumps in, and her questions are just as fundamental. Can money buy a perfect partner who will always be loyal? Can it guarantee you'll have a strong family, that your kids will respect you? She's asking about the stuff that actually makes for a stable, happy life. And again, the answer is no. You can't buy real love or genuine respect. But here's what the market can offer: simulations. It gives us substitutes. It offers romance novels instead of actual romance. It offers designer clothes for your kids instead of, true connection and wisdom. It sells us a picture of what we want, not the real thing.
So this trip back in time reveals this massive disconnect, right? Our modern world doesn't really sell what our primitive brains are truly craving. So what is it doing then? Well, this brings us to the absolute core idea of the book. Consumption isn't really about owning stuff at all. It's about communication.
And this gets right to the heart of it. We think we're buying a car to get around town, or a watch to tell time. But what we're really doing, subconsciously, is using those products to send a message. We're broadcasting who we are to everyone around us. Every single purchase you make is like sending out a little press release about yourself.
Now, there's a cool scientific term for these signals: fitness indicators. And animals do this all the time. Think about a peacock's tail. It's not for flying. It's a giant flashy billboard that says, hey, look how healthy and amazing my genes are. Well, humans have just swapped the feathers for luxury cars, college degrees, and even a cart full of organic kale. We're using things to signal our good qualities.
Okay, so if we're all walking around sending out these signals with everything we buy, what exactly are we trying to say about ourselves? What are the main messages we're hoping to get across? It turns out they're surprisingly consistent.
The source argues that most of our signaling boils down to these 6 core traits, our general smarts, plus what psychologists call the Big 5 personality traits. You could call this the 80-20 rule of why we shop. We are subconsciously trying to show potential mates, friends, and even rivals that we are smart, creative, reliable, friendly, kind, and emotionally stable.
Now, this is a really crucial point. What we call showing off isn't really about showing off money. If it was, a billionaire could just walk around with a printout of their bank statement, right? But they don't. Instead, they buy things that signal deeper, more attractive qualities. Wealth is just the fuel. It's the megaphone. The message is about who you are as a person.
So how are we supposed to think about this bizarre marketplace that sells us signals instead of real solutions? Well, the book offers one final, incredibly powerful metaphor that just ties this whole thing together perfectly. Okay, so imagine the market is like the genie from Aladdin's lamp. It is this incredibly powerful, almost magical force. Through things like market research and competition, it listens very, very closely to what we say we want, and then, poof, it creates products to grant our every wish.
But here's the catch, and this really explains the whole problem of modern consumerism. Like any genie, it takes our wishes literally. We wish for a fast car, and the genie gives us a fast car. But our real, deep-down need was for respect, for admiration, for status. The car is the literal wish fulfilled, but it's a clumsy and often pretty unsatisfying way to get at the real human need behind it all.
So, this leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. Every time you pull out your credit card, you're basically making a wish and sending it to the market genie. So the next time you feel that powerful urge to buy something, just take a second and ask yourself, what am I really wishing for right now? The answer? Well, it just might surprise you.